Welcome to the Musicians Talk Show. And now your hosts, Dallas Dwight and Matt Tolley.
And welcome back to another episode of the Musicians Talk Show, episode number 70.
Holy moly.
I'm one of your two co-hosts, Dallas Dwight.
Hey, I'm Matt Tolley.
And how are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing all right. Doing good.
Doing all right. Your mic's a little quiet.
Is it? That's on purpose, probably. Who needs to hear this ugly voice?
I usually just keep you off, but...
Yeah. People started asking questions.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, where's Matt been?
Like, who's that guy he's always talking to, but I can never hear?
Dallas, what'd he say?
I love that. We had a pretty busy weekend.
Yeah.
You want to go through
Not
it a
over
little
yet,
bit?
but it's still going.
I had, last week we talked about I was doing those Bold Studio camps.
Yep.
I did it this past week as well.
Yep.
So 2 weeks in a row of working, 15-hour days or whatever.
Yep.
I'm pretty beat. And then Friday it ended up, same thing, had a full studio, set of lessons, and then a gig.
Yeah.
So I got home at like 3 a.m. I got up at 7 a.m. and got home at 3 a.m.
Nice. The gig went well, though, I heard.
The gig was nice. We played Wild Wings in Gastonia.
Yeah,
I guess it's Wild Wing. It's not plural. Wild Wing Cafe.
I don't know why I always get the S on there, though.
Yeah, so it's like Wild Wing Cafe is the name, but everybody calls it Wild Wings.
Yeah, it's like the nickname over there, yeah.
Yeah, so Wild Wing Cafe Gastonia, which is known to be not like the greatest part of town, right? Gastonia?
I don't know.
Would you agree with
I don't
that?
really know a lot about it.
I've always heard it's not, the greatest part of town.
Okay.
But this is the nicest Wild Wings I've ever been in.
Nice.
The stage was vacuumed.
They don't have a lot, but they got a good Wild Wings,
Dude.
goddammit.
I mean, I love Wild Wing, but
Wild Wing.
it was the nicest stage I've ever been on for Wild Wings Cafe.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I've said it 7 different ways since we started.
I know, yeah. So sometimes they're small stages, and sometimes the Hickory Taverns have been.
Sure, they're never
kinda
anything big, but mostly they're always dirty with random cables everywhere,
right.
chairs strewn about.
Right.
Like, and you just don't know where
get there, you gotta
anything
clean up
goes.
first.
Yeah, there's like spilled beer everywhere. There's like 7 beers on this. It's like, what am I
would never
doing,
even
dude?
put my amp on this stage.
We got to this stage. It was already lit, like stage lights on it.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
It
when
was
you walk in.
vacuumed.
Nice.
Everything was put away. There was not a cable in sight.
They heard the yelling. Maybe it was
I was
coming.
just
They
like,
cleaned
this
up.
is whoever takes care of this. Like, really, like takes pride in being a
Nice.
good.
I hope he told
front
them.
of house
I hope
guy,
he
you know
told
what I
them
mean?
because, man, that means the world to people who do that stuff.
I don't know who actually did it though.
You should have just said, man, whoever cleaned this stage is nice.
I told the sound
always
guy
try
this
to
is
say
the
it.
nicest stage. His name was
good.
Sam.
Good.
But he was a cool guy. But
And he was
I
there,
get a feeling
their
they kind of managers and front of house people that work those things. They kind of move between all of them. I think.
Yeah, of course.
Because the manager there was definitely the manager of the one at Airsley that day that I got a chicken sandwich that was raw, and he gave us all free food.
Oh, okay.
So
At least he made it right.
Actually, ended up being kind of nice. I took one bite out of this sandwich and was putting it down. The first bite of a sandwich, is mostly like bread and lettuce, like kind of the outside.
Yeah.
As I'm pulling it away, I had taken off like the tip of the chicken.
Yeah. It's like
so
pink.
I see, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So luckily I spit it out. I didn't swallow
you don't wanna
anything.
swallow
And I asked Jordan what she thought. She's a chef. And she was like, yeah, that's completely
If you have
raw.
to ask, then
So
yes.
I called the guy. I called, I told her server.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh no. So then the manager came over later and was like, he was clearly very upset.
Yeah. Well, that's not
he
supposed to
said,
happen.
he's literally said, we're a chicken joint. If we can't cook chicken, what are they doing back there?
Yeah.
And he went back there and I'm sure he let someone have it.
Yeah, I bet he did. Well,
But,
good. I'm glad you got
this
taken
thing was
care
so
of it.
undercooked that if I had actually eaten it, I would have potentially been hospitalized.
Yeah, I know. That's what happens. You're not
Because I've
supposed to
had
do
that food
at all.
poisoning I had last time was from Wendy's. It was an undercooked chicken
There
sandwich.
you go, dude.
But that wasn't near as bad as this. There's no way it was.
Right.
So this would have been like
bad. It would have been wrecking. It would have
brutal.
wrecked you. So, there's their sound guy that was there that ran sound for you?
Different guy.
Their own guy.
I think they just hire some freelance guys that just kind of float between them.
Right. I gotcha.
So because he at the end of the night we told him we'd be at the Airsley one on July 19th or whatever.
Right.
And he said, "Oh, I've got my schedule for that, so let me see if I'm running sound for you guys there too." And he said, "Oh, I'm in Spartanburg." So
okay. So
I assume they kind of just give him a schedule.
They must, yeah. That's cool. That's cool, man. I'm glad you had a good gig. And
It was fun. Yeah, we actually had a decent crowd.
Yeah, good.
So that was cool.
Good. You said you played the Appetite guitar for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it the Appetite guitar, but
well, I feel like it is. It's got that look at least.
it definitely looks like it. Yeah. Down to the
The finish on it, just
snot
really.
yellow knob or whatever.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's pretty much. I mean, it's
Definitely
the look
looks
it
like
is.
it, yeah.
It's got that look. I like it. I wouldn't mind that.
It sounds sick. I love it. The
That's
pickups,
awesome.
by the way, aren't super far off from those pickups.
Yeah, they're probably
sound
all very
pretty
similar.
similar.
Right. That's cool.
When I said those pickups, I pointed to my
Gold top.
My gold top.
So those are whatever came in it, which are burst buckers. I assume they're just zebra.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I did notice a massive difference from the burst buckers that were in that Les Paul before. I noticed a little bit of a difference for sure.
Yeah, you could look up the
Mostly a feel
resistance ratings on those two on each pickup, like on Seymour Duncan's website, or right? Are those Seymour? Yeah, they're both Seymour Duncans.
Well, the Gibson does the burst buckers.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, you could look up the winding rating, so the resistance on each pickup, and that's what gives it the tone. So if they're close, like 13K or like whatever the
like tightly wound.
Yeah, it's how many winds are on it, and how I don't think it's how tight, but it's what material they are, and it's how many times they go around the magnets.
What does like more mean?
I think it warms it up and makes it like a softer, warmer tone, and then
so
less
lower
gives
output,
it a stratty or like more high. It's just a different tone, not necessarily output.
Got it.
Output I think has to do with what magnets they use, but I might be wrong on that. I'm not totally sure. I know like because active, it changes. It's an electromagnet instead of just a natural magnet, and that's gonna crank out way more output. So I'm not sure though. I know a little bit about just enough to get me in trouble, basically.
Perfect. So we did gig night too.
Yeah. So that was yesterday. That was fun.
And that's we've talked about that before in here, but it's I teach with a company called Bulb Music, and all of the students and teachers and families get together and do a recital basically, but it's way more fun.
Yeah, well, it's like rock and roll.
It's not formal.
They're all basically rock and roll. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
pop stuff and stuff like that, but everybody's got the rock and roll attitude, which it's fun.
It's a
really
full-on
fun.
rock show, loud guitars,
drums, full drum kit,
big PA. And but the kids get to get up and sing and
so
play.
Each one of them does like 2 songs usually, or one or two songs.
This one was called. This one's a little different. They decided to call they're doing 2 of them, so they're doing the other one tonight,
which is cool because then you can differentiate the music style.
Yeah,
or whatever,
well, they broke it apart
to
to advanced was last night, and beginners like tonight. So the advanced is called Saturday Showcase, and you get selected. You get to basically apply and get selected as a student,
right?
And then you get to play 2 to 3 songs. Where normal gig night you have 1 and. You might be a little more beginner. It might be like a piano sonata or something.
Yeah, you're a beginner. You don't need to be putting on a whole show. You need to get up there, get your feet wet, learn what you need to work on, and then come back for the advanced one when you're ready.
Luckily, all of my students are decently advanced.
Yeah.
So all of my students ended up being on Saturday. I have no students on Sunday, so I get to not go today,
Perfect.
which is nice.
That's really nice. So when you get it all knocked out in one.
Yeah, but we had fun. Matt came up and sang.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode that you mentioned it. You were like, "Hey, you want to sing?" And I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah, it did happen. It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
It was awesome. Matt sang.
I did Thunderstruck first, which was the second song of the night. So
Matt decided he was going to do it his own way, and he was going to do it in a lower register. And then he goes up there and belts the first line.
And I was like, "Oh man!"
And I was like, "Matt, that's the same register as Brian Johnson. You sound just like him."
Totally. So now
I could tell Matt was like, "Ah, shit."
Yeah,
he had to sing the whole song up in that zone.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
It sounded good though.
If I had to do a whole set of AC/DC, I'd be screwed.
I realized when you get into the higher notes, you lose, not in a bad way, you lose more of the pitch and you gain more of the scream.
Right.
So your voice kind of goes into like a scream zone. It sounded really sick.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying you were off pitch. I'm saying your voice literally like, you know what, like you can do like Chris, like you have like someone like a Backstreet Boy, and then in between you have Chris Cornell, and then on the other side you have like Phil Boson for Whitechapel. Like the varying degrees of like how much pitch is in your voice.
And some of that's natural. Some of that is like literally when you sing and you're trying to hit a note, like it starts breaking up, and that's just because of my range is running out there, and I can hit the note, but it's just not going to do the same. It's not going to. My voice isn't going to do the same thing. So. That's a limitation, but also
it's cool.
You
it was brutal sounding.
You learn how to use it, right? You learn how to make it
was
work.
Just as gritty as Brian Johnson. And then you did Slither, which I would think is actually maybe a little on the lower side for you. I like hearing you up in your higher register.
Yeah, it is on the lower side, but I feel like I can do that stuff really easy. That was way easier.
It sounded great. I thought it sounded good.
I thought it sounded good too. It was a lot of fun.
I just wish like it's in D.
The band.
I feel like you singing it in like E.
Right.
Would sound
probably
sick.
better, right?
Or even like F sharp. Or,
for me, it'd be
sick.
it would be better for me. But Scott Weiland's got that lower like. Almost a grungy tone.
Doesn't sound like a low song to me.
No.
When you look, you see. Like,
but
that doesn't sound super low,
D.
you know?
It's in drop D, so it's a little lower, and it is in D. So.
Yeah. It sucks. I wish they did C sharp. You know, like why?
Yeah.
Why?
They do it
why
live.
are you in D?
I showed you the live one.
That's right. That's a good point.
At the Roxy, they did
Which
it.
That makes sense, but I'm wondering what conversation was had. Like I assume all of Slash's guitars are down a half step.
That's what I thought too. I was
so
like,
if you go to drop D, you're just turning your D down no matter what guitar you're holding. So that would have been C sharp. For whatever reason, you know what I mean? Like that.
In Velvet Revolver,
they might have done that and decided that was too low for the recording, and I don't know. You know, it could have been anything.
Yeah, maybe it just didn't work right.
By the way, Bruce told me he was in the studio with them for a couple of days when they were doing those sessions.
That's cool. That's cool.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did he have any stories to tell? Or
the only story he said is he was sitting out of like the sweet spot of the speaker zone, and he was just thinking, they're out of tune. This sounds like shit.
And he was not realizing that how directional monitors are.
But he was sitting like kind of in the back corner, and he was.
Monitors are very directional.
Like, what? And then finally he got up and kind of moved to the center. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just like these are set up perfectly, so they're pointing at, each one is pointing at your ear.
You're supposed to make a triangle with you and each monitor on either side. So.
And then if you get a nice wider spread, a wider triangle, you're getting more of a headphone style where you get left and right.
This one's super wide the way I have it now. And it's interesting because it's definitely different than the way I had it the old time.
You had it forward more.
It was more like here.
Exactly.
And now they're way so.
But this is better, I think. And I've seen
it definitely sounds weird. It's cool. Like you get in here, it's like getting in like a cockpit or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's like hit you from all sides.
Perfect. That's the way you want. But I've seen rooms where they have the bass subs like on the sides, and that's directly sideways and in the wall, so like at your head level.
Okay.
And that's where you get your bass from, and then the speakers for the front are like this. They're like
that's
kind of in front of you. So there's a definite advantage, I think, to putting them beside you. You know what I mean? Like you get your ears get them more directly.
Yeah.
Instead of it coming forward and you're glancing off your ears, they're literally pointed in your ear holes.
By the way, I love these monitors.
They're great monitors.
I've
always loved
the
these
PreSonus Aris E8s, which are the biggest.
I love the way you have them mounted on the wall.
I know, wasn't that thing cool?
Awesome.
I started thinking, I was like, because Braden, Ashton's brother, was helping me set this desk up, and I had him just sitting here.
Yeah.
And he was like, you should put them on the wall if you can.
The walls are perfectly
and
around
I started
your
thinking,
desk.
I was like, there's got to be something made that would do that.
This wall, actually, now that I look at it, this hole in the wall is exactly the size of your desk. Like, it couldn't have worked out more perfectly.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
What do you mean? You built the wall on purpose like that?
No, we got the desk for the wall.
Oh, okay. Oh, this isn't the normal desk you had?
No, that desk is sitting in pieces in the garage right now.
Oh, I thought this was the same desk. This is a totally different desk.
The other one was like brown, like white.
Perfect then. I love
like
this.
a cream
that
color.
That makes sense. It seems bigger.
The other desk was the color of that binding.
Right. Now I remember.
I'll show it to you when you walk out. You walk right by it when you walk out. I've
probably seen it a million times. I didn't even realize.
Totally different desk. This is a IKEA desk, and the other one I took
IKEA's cheap. That's good.
I took this.
I know
piece off of it. This is actually not mounted. You could just pick this up.
Oh yeah,
it's just weighted down and it's got rubber feet, so it won't slide around.
Yeah, I remember when
you could just literally pick this up. It's not mounted at all.
All right, we got sidetracked. What are we talking about?
We were talking about how fucking like fast I run.
Oh yeah, Alice is a fast runner, especially when he's scared.
We were running away from a bear.
Now he's running away from the stage,
and all I had to do was be faster than Matt.
That's right. You don't have to. I don't have to be faster than the bear. It's gotta be faster than your friend.
Dude, have you seen? And this is where we have to talk. I don't give a fuck.
I just want to get back to the gig night. I think that's where we have to just wrap up.
Nope. This first, and then gig night.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up. I'm just saying. Tell me what you got.
Have you seen the video of the bear? So everybody knows bears run like fucking fast, right? They run like 35 miles an hour.
Not everybody knows that. Some people are idiots.
There's this video of a bear coming out. They let him out of a cage or something, and the camera's like way off over here to the side. Yeah. And what the bear does is he comes out of the cage and he runs to the camera and he knocks the camera over and keeps running past it.
Okay.
How fast that thing gets to the camera is frightening, dude. Because he looks like he's like 40, 50 yards away and he breaks out. It's like, boom. It's like, oh my God.
I've seen some ferocious like bear attack videos. Like they're ferocious animals.
How do they move that much weight that fast? Like it's just
explosive power. Explosive. Yeah, they're not like they couldn't do that for very long, but they can
like knock down fucking trees, swiping their hands.
They're
insane,
big and
dude.
explosive. Like big
fascinating animals. Also, I was surprised how many people don't know this. They have the best sense of smell of any animal.
Yeah, I guess I knew that.
They smell shit from miles away.
They smell like trash and shit.
Like when they smell everything from everywhere. Yeah. Like as soon as you enter that forest, they know you're there.
That's
you have
crazy.
no idea they're there, but they know where you are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That blows my. Like people think like the math was like a bloodhound. It's like 300 times stronger than a bloodhound.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Like the chart is literally like dog, deer, and then like bears like way up here.
That's a crazy.
It's insane.
Oh, man.
I don't know if 300 was the number, but it was like a ridiculous difference.
Oh, dude, I gotta find out now because that's a lot.
I'll find it out while you wrap up the gig night talk.
So the gig night thing was cool. It worked out for me perfectly, anyways, because I was promoting the Primbarium show next week, and I was out putting flyers out and shit like that, and it worked out perfectly timing wise. Look at that! Holy cow!
That's not it.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, what is that? That's just how much garbage smells.
There you go. The best sense of smell of any animal on earth.
Yeah, distance of 20 miles away.
Which it blows my mind that I kind of thought a lot of people knew that, but it seems to not be the case.
It can smell a dead carcass 20 miles away. That's crazy.
I can too, dude. Dead carcasses smell like fucking
20
shit.
miles? That's a long way, dude.
I smell it from 40 miles away. I smell way better than a bear.
Must suck being you then. You just smell trash all the time.
Dude. Yeah.
There's trash within a 40 mile
I always
radius.
wonder, like, if you had a sense of smell like that, what would life be like? You would just probably be vomiting all the time.
Yeah,
like, just like,
gross.
Oh my God,
gross.
Dude. Matt, did you even shower? You're like, dude, I just got out of the shower.
Dude, what are you talking about? That's so funny. But so the gig night was cool because I got to pop in and sing. I've helped out a lot on those where I have to sit, run sound and set up everybody and get them all acclimated to the stage because, a lot of them are first time, second time on stage. But this time I just got to come and sing a little bit, which was fun.
It was super fun.
It was at
dude.
Heist too, which is I don't
Heist
think
Brewery.
we
Yep.
didn't say that.
We did not say that. So we used to do it at Flight.
now
we do it
Heist
at
in Noda.
Heist. Almost sounds the same, doesn't it?
Almost, kind of.
Is
They
it
go
Noda or
They go for
Noda?
that one syllable type. It's Noda, North Davidson.
I've heard it both ways.
It's North Davidson is what it is. It's just however you want to, pronounce the short hand of it. Noda.
A bear has been known to detect a human scent 14 hours after the person passed along the trail.
Wow. So 14 hours later, he can still smell you.
Here you go. They can run 50 feet per second.
Whoa.
That puts it in perspective.
That
More
does.
than a mile an hour.
Per second, dude? Think about what 50 feet looks like and then covers
It
that
takes me
per
25
second.
minutes, dude.
That's fast. 25 minutes. Yeah, I ran 50 feet once. I hated it.
I walk on my hands, but
Dude, bears are so crazy.
here's a cool. Have you seen the shaved bear, dude? Have you seen what a bear
Who's
looks?
shaving bears?
Dude, look at this thing.
Who's
It's
shaving
one of the
bears?
scariest things you'll ever see.
Whoa.
Dude, you guys go look up. Just
Oh my
Google
God.
image shaved
It looks
bear.
like a gargoyle crossed with the armadillo.
It's one of the most frightening images you'll ever see.
It's gross looking. It looks
Look at
like
this thing,
it looks
dude.
like a werewolf or something.
All right, if you're listening to this right now, Google shaved bear. You'll see
bear,
it. It's the first like
absolutely.
10 pictures that come up. Google
absolutely.
image
It's
it.
a monster.
And it's
I think I'm gonna write a
insane.
song
It's
called
straight up.
Shaved
You know what it
Bear.
looks like? It looks like a werewolf.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I'm also like agreeing with you.
Okay, we should have said it like you were agreeing with me and not like it was your idea, you asshole. It's just like, you know what it looks like, Matt? A werewolf.
I just had this brilliant idea, Matt. I think it kind of looks like a werewolf. Well, you were 100%
the little
right,
pink
dude.
one, the little baby looks cute.
You think that looks cute, dude? Jesus
He
Christ.
looks like a little what does he look like?
He looks like a little old man.
He does. He looks like the oldest baby I've ever seen.
Have you ever seen kids? You see a kid and you know he's like 6, but he's definitely like 55.
Yeah. There's some that are really bad. Like some kids, like they have the full wrinkles
Yes,
and everything.
yes.
Like, what is this kid's thing? Is he gonna just be old when he gets like 10?
I know,
He's gonna be
right?
old. Benjamin Button.
So Gig Night was amazing.
So yeah,
And
I
Matt
think
killed
was
it.
good.
That's the summary of that. I played. So it's always a lot of fun because the instructors are kind of the house band.
Yes.
So like whatever the students need.
You
It's
guys are
kinda
really
like,
good
hey,
at
who
that
can
too.
play, you
switching
know.
instruments and stuff like that. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
So
like,
all
I
through the
can't
night,
believe-
I ended up playing drums, bass,
Yeah.
and guitar. Like,
I'm shocked when you guys do. I'm like, Jesus, you guys got to know the song not only on one instrument. You have to know the song on like all these instruments just to be able to play with the
95%
kids.
improv. Like,
Yeah, but you guys do well. Like you know the songs, you know.
yeah, I got to play "Don't Stop Believing" with somebody, dude.
When you did Slither on drums was really cool. Like
That was fun.
the-
Yeah.
da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da.
ding, ding, ding.
That was cool.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
a
cool.
fun little part.
Yep.
But "Don't Stop Believing." This kid Conley, he's a young kid.
Yeah.
He sings his ass
I
off.
saw him.
You've
I think
you've
I've
seen him before
yep.
for sure. He turns heads when he sings.
Yeah, he's crazy.
But he did "Don't Stop Believing,"
He's
and
so little.
first of all, we were epically loud.
Right.
Like for some reason, you know how you get through the night,
Yeah,
it just gets
yeah,
louder and
yeah,
louder. The stage volume was so loud, and dude, he got some cheers that like would rival any show you've ever
That's
played. Like,
awesome.
it was just
he
like
sings, dude. He
it was
sings.
just like.
Nice.
Like a
Is there
roar,
any
and
video
it's a
of that?
tiny little room.
I'd love
dude.
to see that
His
video.
family definitely got some video.
That's cool.
I don't know if we'll see it, but
He goes up. He's got his own
dude.
following already, dude. He goes up there and
He
everybody
had a bunch
starts
of
getting
people.
excited.
Were you there
dude.
when he played?
I was there last time. I was not
Okay.
there this
Yeah,
time.
no, you missed a good one,
That
dude.
sucks.
But he played kind of like towards the end, so
Okay, yeah. So it would have been a late one. So how long did you end up staying there? You stayed all night?
yeah,
Almost.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I definitely stayed till the end, and then I wanted to
You
leave.
didn't have
My
to run
keys were
sound
on
this
stage.
time, so you didn't have to stay. That's a nice
Yeah, I
thing
was
for
just
you. You
hanging
had a
out.
little.
I was
bit
planning on leaving really early,
Yeah.
but just didn't. You know.
If you're having a good time,
There weren't that many instructors there, and I kept getting called up to like
help out.
Dallas
play.
drums,
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah,
bass,
play.
Dallas. No, Fred, me and Fred basically.
Yeah. You guys were awesome. I loved it. I loved all the change ups.
Yeah, I love all the instructors that pulled there. They're really
all
awesome.
cool guys. Very cool.
So, what else we got here? So Swift shifting gears.
Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
Slate Digital. They've been doing. Did we talk about that at all last time? I know we were
Yeah.
going to, but I don't think we did.
We did not?
Did we really? Here's our check from last time.
Yeah.
I don't think we got to it.
Oh, okay. Well, we've talked about it before for sure, I know, but now they have some new shit coming out that's really cool.
Well, I think it's out now. He's
out.
he's
Sorry,
really
it's
good about. And I'm just now realizing this. He's really good about not being like, here comes this.
Yeah, here comes it.
He
He
just
just
literally
drops it.
says, here it is. Like
Right.
you're like, what?
Yeah, he reminds me of like he's the
It's like, oh, when's this coming out? It's like, dude, it's already on your account.
He's the sorry, not Tesla, but who's the leader of Tesla? Elon Musk. He's the Elon Musk of the audio world. Slate is.
I would agree with that. Steven Slate.
Steven Slate. I always want to say Richard Slate for some reason.
Richard Slate. That's
sounds like
hilarious.
it's so official. That's probably his dad
Dick
or something.
Slate.
His dad. Yeah, Dick Slate. Oh
Steven
man,
Slate.
Richard's such a funny name.
Steven Slate drums. That was the first thing he came out with, and I remember that was the drum plugin back in the day. Like it was the one that was like, oh, dude, how do you do your drums? And everyone was like, Steven Slate drums, dude. And everyone was like, I can't afford Steven Slate drums because we were all kids, and it was like $300.
Right.
You know?
Now, here's the thing, though. Let's. I mean, we've talked about this before. How he offers things on a package deal. You pay how many is it a month? How much?
$14.99 a month.
$14.99 a month, and you get everything he's got.
And that was called the Everything Bundle.
Right. Now
they called it. They changed the name of it and added a bunch of other shit to it. So they, instead of calling it the Everything Bundle, which was basically you get all the plugins he has, not the drum stuff. That's a separate thing. You get all of his like audio plugins, like compression, EQ, all that stuff. And there's a lot of them.
Yep. Tons.
$14.99 a month.
And
so then
the classes, the master class.
Yeah, well, that's the All Access Pass, which I'm getting to. So I get an email one day that's like, hey, you were an Everything Bundle member, so now you're this.
You automatically get upgraded. Yeah.
So you still get to keep everything you had. He added like 30 new plugins.
Right.
He added their first ever virtual instrument, which is an insanely powerful synth that I spent like an hour and a half going through the other day, and every sound is phenomenal.
You were telling me about that. That's really cool.
You get access to a bunch of classes from the Slate Academy, which is a new thing, taught by people like Chris Lord Alge, tons of people.
This is just a bunch of things that he could have charged you more for.
Right. And this would be like, what, $100 a month? No, it's $14.99 a month still.
Same price. And then people talk about how it's like, how they're going to make money because you're constantly... whatever, paying them every month or whatever. Right. They did the math or whatever. There's a whole video on the math of it. It's crazy how much you're saving.
Just go to his Instagram.
Yeah, he explains it really well.
It's funny because you'll see people comment these things and he always hits them back. Not in a mean way. Just he explains like, oh, well, let's take what you're saying and let's see what it really means.
Yeah.
So people will say things like, you know, they're trying to be dicks. They're like, you know, good luck getting me to sign up. I'll pay what, 10 grand over 10 years or something. And it's like, well, first of all, if you run the math over 10 years, you would have paid like, I think it's like $1,800.
Right.
And the price isn't going up.
Yeah.
He said that.
And at the rate that they're adding new things, you're gonna be paying
by
that
the
thing,
time you pay for all those plugins
too,
you've paid like $5 to $6 grand, and they would have had like 80 more plugins. So you're still way behind.
It makes so much sense to do it this way, and it's like a way of everybody kind of pitching in to make it affordable. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
for sure.
It's perfect. I mean, and that way everybody tries everything too, because they probably don't have to worry about selling them as much more. Now they just sell this package, you'd be like, just buy our $15 a month package. You get everything we got.
They don't want to sell their plugins.
You don't need to do it anymore.
No, they sell their plugins. They're like $300-$400 a piece.
They save money on marketing. They're just them on their own. Like, how easy is this for them to just be like, $14 a month, give us that, and we'll take care of you. We'll make sure you have everything we have.
Yep.
And then you're top of the line.
And by the way, all the stuff he has is really, really good stuff. Yeah. It's not garbage.
And is this included in? You have the mic that does the really neutral mic.
The mic is
all
different. So this is kind of for the softwares.
Okay.
Minus the drums, because that's its own thing.
Right.
Hardware is a different story as well, because they also have some hardware.
Right.
They have a compressor, which is cool.
That you have is really
called
cool.
the Dragon or something.
Okay.
And then they have the virtual mic system that I have. Yeah. So they have two of those. They have the large diaphragm condenser, which I have the one.
That mic is awesome.
And then they have the small diaphragm condenser, which I have two of.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like vocals.
We recorded the whole Pumparium record on that mic.
Yep. The vocal mic. Yep.
Yeah. That's killer mic.
And all the acoustics with the acoustic mic, right?
Yep. Very cool.
Those are great.
Slate, I can't say enough about them. Like over deliver, under promise. You know what I mean? like whatever, however that goes.
Yeah, no, you said that right.
I said it backwards.
No, I think you said it right. But that's a big thing, because a lot of people will over promise and under deliver.
Yeah,
I will give you the moon,
right? And
then you realize, oh, they're full of shit.
And that is what makes you have a bad taste in your mouth
terrible.
With somebody. Yeah,
everyone's bad about that.
Exactly.
But you need to strive to be the opposite way, I think.
Right.
Which is where you under promise. You kind of say like, oh, well, when will I have the mixes back? Oh, next week.
Yeah.
And then over deliver, you have them tomorrow.
Right.
And now you're thinking like, dude, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
you're much happier with that than the other way.
Yeah,
for sure.
But if I said, hey, I'll get them to you tomorrow,
and then it's next week and a half.
Now Matt's pissed. And he should be.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works, man. Like expectations, like what expectations you set out there, and then exceed them. You know, exceed your own.
Yeah.
Client or your own customer's expectations, and then you'll be the best in their mind.
It just seems like such a good culture they have at that company.
Yeah.
His Instagram's really funny. It's him always just like interacting with his employees. Like he's
cool.
He'll like randomly go up.
I did follow him.
He'll randomly go up to like someone's cubicle or desk or whatever and just start singing like "Your Love" by the outfield, like super loud, like right next to him.
Your love. That's great.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
Nah, that's funny.
Like the lady's like, I'm trying to work. That's what he's doing. Like,
of course, it's the owner of the company.
Yeah. It's so funny. But he's a funny dude, and
a good dude, obviously. Got a good business.
They seem like a humble, like good group of people, and they really seem like they're trying to do the best for the community instead of just trying to like rake in cash. Sure. But what's good is when you do that, you can also rake in cash.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like
they're helping the music.
Elon Musk, you do good and you get rewarded.
Exactly.
So
cool. That's Slate Digital.
Slate Digital, love it. They have a bunch of different things. What do they? Like I said, it used to be Steven Slate drums, and later they came out with Slate Digital. I don't really know the order that well. Now they have Slate Academy. Ooh, somebody needs to fix this website.
Yeah,
Look at that.
all the classes, the master classes they have.
But what is
$15 a month is like so hard to believe that you can like basically have all the tools you need. Like Slate has every kind of plugin there is, right? It may not be your favorite preferred plug, but it's basically a kit for everything you could use, everything you could need. And then maybe after that you get a few here and there or whatever. But this is $15 a month. Done.
So he has Slate companies, and within that is Slate Digital, Steven Slate drums.
Yeah.
And another one, but I can't remember what the third one is.
You know what's another good thing about this system is that if say you're getting into this to see if you want to, or if you can do this, right? You're just brand new at this producing thing you're trying to record, right? You pay $15 a month, and if you decide that, man, maybe it's just not for me, I don't even like doing this. Like I'd rather just play the instrument. Then you haven't spent all this money on these plugins. You can't sell a plugin, a digital plugin. Like that's like gear that you cannot sell.
Yeah.
Like once you buy it.
That's what he said in that video, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not. I just was realizing it myself, actually. I might have forgot.
He was saying it's one of the only things that depreciates faster than cars. You remember that?
Oh, that part I remember. Yeah. But this is like, you can't sell it. Like, what are you doing to do with a plugin?
No, that's the depreciation value. You can't do anything with it.
Right.
If you buy a car, you could probably sell it.
100% depreciated though. Then it's 100% depreciation. Now sometimes analog plugins, you can transfer licenses, analog plugins and hardware, that is, sellable. You can take that out of your rack and sell it to somebody else. But if it's a digital plugin, you buy it and you're stuck with it. So this is a way to pay $15 a month and you're not stuck with it. You're not, maybe you have to pay $15 a month to use it, but you know what I mean? Like not everybody records all year round. So what if you just paid the $15 a month for 1 month, did all your recording, whatever song you were trying to record, then you don't have to pay for it anymore. So when you're not recording, you don't pay for it. You use it all the time. You're recording people all the time, doing all kinds of stuff. So you just keep it monthly, which works great for you. But also people who, are just doing, we're going to record this song this month. I'm going to sign up for the plugins, get all the Slate plugins.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know, just something interesting.
And it's worth pointing out, if you do a month to month, it's I think $25 a month.
Oh, right. So it is a little more expensive.
If you do the $14.99, you're signing up for a year, but you're just paying month by month. You're not paying.
Yeah. What does it end up being? $130 a year or something?
You can also decide to pay all of it, all 12 months at once.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a discount if you do that. It's just some people like paying all at once.
Okay. Cool. That's our plug for Slate Digital. They don't pay us anything. They don't pay us for this.
They should, but they don't. Them and Kemper. They should both pay us.
Yeah, they should both pay us. I don't think there's anybody pushing them as hard as we are.
I'm personally responsible for like 5 people buying Kempers.
Yeah, I'm going to be buying one, so there's one more.
Yeah, 6. Nice.
I got Kyle on it, too. We're all...
Really?
The convenience factor is too fucking good. You want to have a box that...
I promise a Kemper wouldn't have melted the power at that place.
Yeah, exactly. It would have saved a lot of power. Been way more efficient.
I wonder if that would have made a difference. Like, I know the taco truck was the problem, but...
I know tube amps are hard. I know they're hard on power. So.
But as that was happening, I was looking at your guys' stage, and I was like, that's a lot of amps.
It's a lot of shit. I immediately looked over the lights, and I'm like, all right, how many lights do we really need? Because that's what I was thinking. Like, we can't do much about...
on me.
Yeah. The totally narcissistic
one spotlight on Matt.
It's like, all right, guys, cut the lights on all those other assholes. Put it on me.
None of these guys matter but me. I am the band.
Absolutely ridiculous, but that's funny. The first thing
we changed our name to Tolly.
First thing I thought was like, we got to cut these lights. I didn't know there's a taco truck outside sucking off our thing too.
Yeah.
They're out there cooking tacos. Like, another 50 tacos. Keep coming. Like,
keep coming. Power's free. They're just super stoked.
We're plugged right into the wall. We're good. Yeah.
There's no way anything's going to go wrong.
Why does the music keep stopping? What's going on in there?
It would have killed their power too, right?
Yeah, killing their power too. So I think that's why they left.
That's still a story we're going to laugh about for like several years.
It's so funny to me. But I think that they got frustrated that the power kept going out. They're like, fuck this place. Let's get out of here. The power keeps going out. It's like, you guys are doing it.
Yeah, that's so funny. Like they were both of you together. They probably blamed it on you and you blamed it on them.
Exactly.
It should have been distributed. They had their own
generator. When I rolled up there, I saw immediately they had their generator. I was like, oh, we don't have to worry about them. They're on their own thing. And then I didn't realize they weren't running it. They were just plugged in. Yeah. But they didn't want to pay for gas, maybe. Anyways.
That's ridiculous.
Let's talk about this meme you found.
Yeah. All right. So here's something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to be. I want to be accurate.
I love when you got all fired up and text me. I was like, "Yeah, you're totally right." We were totally
I texted him
right.
out like 6 paragraphs.
But he was like, "I was totally in agreement." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Yeah, man, I see it too. It's ridiculous." And this was a perfect example of what we talk about all the time.
Yeah, dude, look how much I texted.
How people how people complain about stuff that's not even like real. Like they'll talk about.
Well, it's misinformation.
Yeah,
it's just wrong, and it's just plain wrong.
Yeah. And they want a reason to bitch.
Here's the meme. It's that how would you describe this meme? It's the old guy with a cup of coffee by the computer.
It's
and
the
it's two
sad eyes
pictures.
guy.
Is that what it's
sad
called?
eyes? I don't know. He's like, that's what I've always called him. Like he's just
He's looking at the computer and then he looks up at you.
So
right?
sad. Like that's
a good point. He's kind of like
yeah.
but he's smiling. So the top says 6 million plays on Spotify, 47.63 royalties
pounds.
and pounds. So quid,
yeah.
I guess 47.63. Which I don't know the changeover rate. Let's call it $50.
It's something a little bit, yeah.
I think it's a little more than that.
It's worth more than American dollars. So.
6 million plays on Spotify, $50 in royalties.
Right.
For easy.
Yeah. So basically, they're complaining on the fact that they get 6 million streams and they get paid basically $50 for it.
So I get the meme. It's funny. It's a funny idea. Streaming's not worth money, right? So
meme.
I get that. But after I went to that, I don't know what to call it, but that like licensing getaway in LA that I went to a while back in November.
Yeah.
One of the guys there did a whole presentation on Spotify and talked about how many plays he had on Spotify and how much money he was making a month.
Right.
And I remembered that. And I was looking at that and I was going, that's fucking bullshit. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah, because we know what the real
So the first
truth
thing
is.
I did is I Googled royalty streaming calculator.
And bam, there's a website for it.
I came up with one. It's a streaming royalty calculator. You can choose your streaming service. Say that again. Sorry, I was talking.
It's just
streaming royalty calculator.com. Yep, there it is.
Just so you guys knew the website. And you can go in there and you can plug in any platform you want.
So you choose your streaming service. They said Spotify in the meme. So I clicked Spotify and they said 6 million streams.
Right.
So I typed that in.
Calculate.
What would you have guessed it was? And I know you're looking at it now.
I would have guessed like $4,000 or something. I don't know. I would have thought like more than definitely more than $50. I would have thought like $4,000. Guess how much it is?
$24,000. Yeah. Now, this is incorrect because, and actually I commented on the post and I was like, it would actually be closer to this.
Right.
Kind of like a douche, but whatever. But then I looked up on my own Spotify streaming royalty.
Oh, so maybe the algorithm on the calculator is not updated.
And it said it was 0.006.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, right?
Thousandths of a cent.
Right.
Of a dollar.
Which sounds like, so what's funny is.
Of a dollar, not a cent.
It's so funny when you say that.
It's almost
everyone
one penny.
Laughs.
It's
everyone
almost
laughs like, oh, let me just go fuck myself then, right?
Right.
Well, let's do the math on that. So
it's 60% of a penny is what it is.
Right. So less, half a penny, basically.
Right.
A little less.
We'll say a little more.
Or a little more, sorry. So let's take that and times it by 6 million.
And then it says
36,000.
Right.
So $36,000.
Look, it's also a range because it says 8. That'd be 84% of a penny.
Right. So I did it on the lower.
You did it on the lower side. That's 36.
Let's do it on
the higher one.
So 0.084.
Yep.
0.084.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 84% of a penny.
Times 6 million. 50,000.
That's
50 and 50
almost
and a half.
$50,500.
So I mean, come on.
Serious money. That's enough to make a living on.
So
people
what's
make
funny
a good
is
living at $60,000.
People are bitching they're not getting paid for their streams, but then you look at their streams, they have like 15 streams.
And that's passive income. That's not doing anything. That's just your streams. You've written music, you put it out there, you paid the money to get it out there.
Yeah.
Now that's just recurring money. If you can keep people interested in your music, they're going to keep listening to it and they're going to keep paying you. Meanwhile, you're also selling merch. You're also got other platforms. That's just Spotify. You also have Apple Music, which we should talk about the rate difference.
Yeah, because that's a big thing.
Because Spotify is not even it doesn't even pay the most.
Not at all.
So Apple Music,
one of the lower ones.
Yeah, Apple Music.
I'm getting the actual rates here for you now.
Yeah, will pay actually significantly more money. It looks like almost 2 cents a stream on that one right there. Oh, Apple Music's third place.
And all these people keep raising it as well because people are bitching, which I find funny.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of profit to be made. I think they're probably
here's what I was looking
making
for.
A lot of money. There you go.
So Napster actually pays the most, which is hilarious.
That is hilarious since they are the ones that notoriously sold out or gave away all the music.
It said it comes at a cost. YouTube's the lowest.
Oh, so you pay money to get on Napster?
I don't know. Let's see what it says.
Because I wonder if that, once the thing we talked about last week with the new website that is like crowdfunding, but for your music or whatever, you play your music or whatever, and you pay $1 a month basically, and you can listen to all of our songs or whatever, and maybe some exclusive content. Remember that we talked about? It's called Show for Me, and also you put on a show, and it doesn't get put on unless everybody buys tickets for it. Enough tickets are sold. You know what I mean? So that's a cool thing.
Yep.
I forgot where I was going on that though. There's something relevant to this.
So
just getting paid for plays, I guess, basically. So $1 a month gets you all unlimited access to all your music.
So this is updated for 2019 in order of most, like the highest paying to the lowest paying.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to get into all the decimals and numbers and shit, but Napster's number 1. Next is Tidal. Number 3, Apple Music.
Yep.
then Google Play, Deezer,
Then
Spotify.
So Spotify's in 7th place, 6th place.
And then Amazon,
6th place.
Pandora, Premium.
And then YouTube the
at
least,
very
which is
bottom.
crazy because YouTube has...
It's also worth noting that YouTube is the least by a big margin.
Yeah.
So Pandora's the second least, and YouTube is half of that.
Yep.
So
It looks like YouTube is at...
to make minimum wage with YouTube, you need 2.1 million views or streams, however they calculate.
And that's crazy because YouTube is one of the most popular ones now. Like almost everybody will just listen to a song on YouTube. You're getting paid the least there. So if you're smart and you're a band and you're trying to promote like where people should listen to your music, the best idea would be like Apple Music, because first of all,
the best place is everywhere.
Well, everywhere, first of all, but if you really like want to get paid for your streams, like I wouldn't advertise YouTube so much. Like that's not really where your money's coming in.
That's a good point. Now the other side of it is, if you tell me your album is on Spotify, that's great, but I'm not going to listen to it because I don't use Spotify.
So
I'm going to use what I use, and everyone is going to use what they use.
Exactly.
So you just have to give it to them and just let it happen.
Yeah, that's true.
You
but
can't really promote one more than the other. Does that make sense?
In a way,
in my eyes,
you could promote that, like, oh, hey, we released our music today on all streaming platforms, including Apple Music.
You could use psychology tricks like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Just like leaning people towards one versus another. Like you're not
on Apple Music and all other.
If you say, hey, our new song's out, and you post a link to YouTube, you're pretty much guaranteeing that everybody's going to click on that link, and they're not going to go look anywhere else, even if they do listen to other things. But if you say, hey, we're on Apple Music today. And you can find us on all other streaming platforms too. Like there's like little tricks like that. Just people like know where they can support you better.
Yeah.
You can even let them know. There's probably a good there's probably something to be said for just actually telling people like, hey, if you listen to us on Apple Music, you're actually helping us get paid more per stream.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good point. And that might be like something that people be interested in supporting the artist they like. You know. So I don't know. You'd have to do it right.
I wonder if that would come across a little beggy.
It's a little beggy, so you'd have to do it tactfully. Yeah. You know. I agree.
I was gonna say
but the meme is wrong. Like this, all
the
this
meme
is
just completely wrong
this
by a
meme
huge margin.
And most people see memes. Most people don't look up the real statistics.
Right.
So you see that meme, and everybody just assumes that I guess it's stupid.
Streaming sucks.
I'm not gonna even bother with streaming.
That's such a bad attitude to have, because whether streaming sucks or not doesn't matter. Streaming is here.
If that's where people are doing.
So if it sucks, it sucks. But now it's yours. So figure it out. You know what I mean? But it doesn't suck. That's the problem.
It's not.
So what happens is people are bitching.
Name on it.
And a huge amount of people are bitching, and a small number of people are quietly just making bank, chilling, making music,
exactly. And they
money,
also talk about. I've definitely heard the argument where it's like artists who signed a record label and are complaining about streaming sales sucking or whatever. Like, yeah, you're not getting that money. You're not getting any of that money. That's for the record company. You're getting the live money. Like, that's kind of the way the record deals work. And I think as part of that transition period, like people who signed record deals and then streaming came versus people who are signing record deals now, it's kind of understood that, like, why would I give them my streaming? Like, they could really just help me get out there, and then I can give them a chunk of my live revenue, whatever it's agreed upon. You know, if they're getting you booking you on a huge tour, like, you can just take it out of that or something like that, and you have your streaming sales to yourself.
I'm not exactly sure how the ins and outs of.
I mean, it's different for everybody. Obviously, it's your negotiation, like how you negotiate. I'm
sure they have like some standard practices.
I would always argue now. I just want to like say this because I think this is the important thing to take away from this. Streaming is passive income. Like if people listen to your music and your band is popular, your music is popular, streaming is going to work out well for you, especially if you don't have anybody else taking money out of it. If that's all coming to you, it's a livable. It's very, very
can be. It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. I mean, and all those other statistics we were looking at, like 6 million plays, that's for one song. Imagine you have a successful album that people listen to over and over again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You get the math works out. If you get 2 million plays a month, which sounds like a lot, and I'm sure it is a lot, but I've seen people with 80 million plays that I haven't even heard of. So
if 1 million people play your song twice a month, that's 2 million.
2 million plays.
It's not it's not really that much.
If you do that, 6 figures a year.
Yeah. There you go.
$100,000 a year.
There you go. And that's livable. And then
that's
after
more
that,
livable.
then
That's
after
like
that,
doctor
you take
money.
that money.
That's like the low end of doctor money.
You take that money, you reinvest it into your music career, and you go farther with it. And then you're making more money.
But here's the thing people don't realize. You said it's passive income. So if I'm getting 1 million plays a month, so $4,000 a month, however that works out, was that 48?
That you don't have to work for.
I'm sitting on the couch the whole month.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want with that time.
But am I sitting on the couch the whole month?
No,
I'm playing gigs. I'm teaching. I'm doing whatever I can.
Selling merch, doing all this.
It all adds up.
And
that's
it all
the
adds
thing.
up. This is the guaranteed money that people are listening to your music online because they're fans. Once you have fans, you have literally a way to generate income. Like there's people that are interested in what you have to sell.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for.
1,000 true fans. Have you heard that theory?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
All it takes is 1,000 diehard fans to make a full-time living.
I sent you the Every Time I Die.
I forget who said that.
Did you watch that video that I sent you that was talking about the modern day musician and how it doesn't
Probably
have to be the most glamorous? It was like a 20 minute. It's like a 20-minute video.
I watched like 2 minutes.
You're like, damn, Matt, like you gotta send me 20-minute videos. But it was all very worth it because
I don't watch videos.
I know. But and especially those bands weren't bands that you could like really relate to. They're like a lot of hardcore metalcore bands and stuff like that.
I know, like August Burns Red and shit. Yeah, for sure.
But like me neither. Like I don't follow all these bands. Every Time I Die is one of my favorite bands, but like those other bands I don't really follow a lot. But I like the idea behind that being that they're new. They're going about it in a new way. They don't have to have sell out like 30,000 seat arenas or whatever. They can go and do a bunch of tour a bunch, like stay out there on the road and be smart about how they tour, and they make a really good living for themselves. And like they're doing totally fine. They're fine with that. They don't need glamorous lifestyles to make rock and roll. Like you need a moderate lifestyle and comfortable lifestyle, and you go out there and you do your job like anybody who goes to work, but you get to go to work and play music. And that's the cool thing about it. And then he's talking about how he just admires their grind and their hustle and what they, they've been able to make for themselves out of a pretty unique genre, a genre that's not so popular. It's not like one of the mainstream genre. It's a very, underground genre kind of. So, I mean, it's growing in popularity for sure. Everything will kind of over time grow a little. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Not
August Burns Red has some sick music.
Yeah, I saw him at Warped Tour.
They're a Christian band. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I know at least several of them are like hardcore Christians, and I had heard at one point that they were.
That doesn't matter to me as long as the songs aren't all about that. That's what gets me. I think that it gets a little stale when you're only singing about how good God is.
That's one subject,
Exactly. That's what I feel like. That music is lacking for me. It's like singing. They're all singing about the same thing. And
why don't you sing about how bad God is?
And here's the thing. Another thing about Christian music, I'll say. Every time since I've seen South Park, the episode where Cartman starts his Christian rock band, he just takes all these love songs and puts God and Jesus in them instead of you, or sometimes it's you. But the funny thing is that it's just a love song to God, they're all love songs.
So my favorite thing to do, since I encounter so much worship music on a weekly basis, is
find
to replace.
The real song.
Well, a lot of it is really good stuff.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing to do is play a little game with myself. I replace all of the references to God and Jesus with like you're singing to like your girlfriend.
Yeah, it works.
And it ends up being the creepiest thing. Like, I sacrifice for you, blood of the lamb. It's just like, what?
Totally. Whoa.
Like imagine the girl looking at you with like raised eyebrows.
Yeah. No, it's weird. Like, I to each their own. Everybody can do their own thing, and people love that stuff. I think there's a lot of rehashed pop music. I think is what Christian music is.
It's basically all U2. Basically.
Right. Well, songs that already work, that are already proven to be popular and good sound, and then they change the words to make.
I love it. I mean, so much of it is really powerful. Like even if he wasn't even singing words, just humming a melody, it's still the way the music lines up and the way everything is mixed, and it hits you like with some force. Like, even if there was no lyrics, it's still powerful.
I told you, I said this on the podcast a while back when I went to church for the first time in a while. I didn't burst into flames or anything. It was all good. But I was shocked. I forgot how, and maybe it's gotten better.
I thought you said you were shot.
No, I was shocked.
I didn't burst into flames. I was shot.
Yeah, I was shot. Turns out they don't. No, I'm just kidding.
They really didn't want me there.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was shocked about the sound quality of the place. Had an awesome sound system.
Dude, you don't even know, man.
It was in the So where did I go? I went to the.
You went to Elevation and
Valentine? No,
you didn't go to Valentine.
It was
we went to
Annapolis or something out there. Concord. In Concord. It was at a school.
It was somewhere up there, yeah.
It was like at a school.
Yeah, so it's funny. You went to probably one of the cheapest, lowest grade ones.
No, but it was they had a good hall, a good music hall.
And dude, one day amazing. You and I need to go to the Valentine one because that Valentine one is probably the nicest music venue in Charlotte.
Yeah, I've seen you send pictures to it.
Better than PNC, Spectra, anything. Like,
so I was blown away about how powerful it sounded. Everything was like so good, and the band was tight. So like I was really enjoying the music, and Elevation's good about that. They have a lot of music.
Yeah, they're based. They were nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nuts.
All right, cool. What where were we at? I forgot.
We were going to kind of segue into like band management of finances and financial priorities.
This is something I thought about.
Maybe as a musician and also as a group.
Yeah.
Like a band or
absolutely.
Duo or whatever.
I thought about this because I was like, you know what? Like, we're doing this on a budget. We're doing our bands on a budget. Both of us are like, we all have like a limited fund.
My budget's unlimited, but it is a budget.
You know what I'm saying though. Everybody who's doing this is doing this to hopefully become, make a financial success out of this in some way. I'm not talking about getting rich, not talking about being famous. I think you're trying to hopefully be sustainable.
That's the word I was going to say.
That's right. So
I should have said it at the same time.
You should have just kept talking.
I was saying the word we're looking for, I think, is sustainability.
Exactly. That's all I want. I would love to be able to. It doesn't have to
live,
be, and just all I have to do is worry about making my music career work. You know what I mean? I would love that because then I wouldn't have to have a job
long term too.
Right now, I got a job. I work 9 to 5, and I come home and then I put all my other efforts into music. If I had that 9 to 5 to work on music too, because it was already sustaining me in my living, then I would be way happier as a person. Like I'd know what I could do with my life. I'd be more. You're on the way there. You're almost there because you do it with lessons and you do it with recording.
I make my living on just music. That's it.
Right.
So,
but you're there. But you're probably looking more towards the being a musician only. And you make your living that way, and then you can do whatever you want on the side.
You almost always have to have multiple things.
Right. Because
as a musician, we were talking about this last night at the very end, me, Fred, and Mars. There's no such thing as a full-time job as a musician. It just doesn't exist.
Right. You're doing
what
all
it
the
is
things
it's
around
a sum
music.
of part-time jobs. You teach a little bit, you record a little bit, you play guitar a little bit, you gig a little bit, you play cover bands, you play original music.
There's a small percentage of people who get to just play music.
Almost no one.
Yeah, it's very
almost
small
no one.
Famous people.
And even you'd be surprised how many people like the guys in those videos also have part-time jobs teaching. You see them all the time. They'll be like, all right, we're going to be up in Charlotte. Anyone need lessons?
Right.
Like you see them pitch that all the time, dude.
Right.
Like,
because they're always trying to scrape together enough money for their month. They need a certain amount of money a month.
Yeah.
And then they make that money.
It's a bunch of part-time
however
jobs.
They have to make it. Yeah. My roommate does that. He does all kinds of things. So... And it's just, anyway, so my point being, the thing that I thought of was that we're doing this on budget. We're not making all our money from this, so it's not just what we spend our time on. So we have to prioritize where we put that money to best help the band or project, whatever you're trying to do. Therefore, the time it takes to get the money to do what you're trying to do is best spent deciding where you should prioritize, basically.
Right.
So I'm saying, like, you have all this time, you're sitting around waiting because you don't have enough money to execute what you want. Well, you better be damn sure thinking about, like, what order you should be putting
what's
your money.
The first thing we need to buy?
Exactly. Where's going to get us the farthest? What's going to get us to the next point? What's going to get us, a new PA? Like, whatever it is, you should have goals and you set them and prioritize them.
One thing I'm a big fan of is figuring out what you want and then figuring out why you want it.
Exactly. Because then you figure out why you want it. Is it worth it?
Yeah. Because we had a big talk, should we upgrade our PA? Right. And I'd love to upgrade the PA.
Right. Who doesn't want to hear a better PA?
Absolutely. Yeah. But what does that give us in the long term? Right. And we are going to, it's just further down the list.
Right. So in your case,
because most of the places we're going to play are going to have it.
Right. I was going to say, we can just quickly do a little analysis of that, why you would need a new PA, and just be like, okay, well, you play gigs that are at places that don't have PAs a lot, right? So that's
some, yeah.
Right.
It's about half,
is your current PA getting you by? Is there any problems with the current PA you have? No, not really. Like everything.
Only thing
fine.
I would say is maybe a sub would help.
A sub would help. So that's it. And that's something you can add on to.
But then the problem becomes if you're moving to subs, you probably want to move to active, and then active and passive don't mix. So then you have to get the top box.
You actually can though with your system go active to passive.
You can, but it doesn't ever really work like perfectly. You know what I mean? There's always some issues.
I can see how it wouldn't be chained with your sub and your main. They wouldn't be chained together, so they would kind of be working on separate systems. But for sub being such a subtle type thing, anyways. Like you're really just hearing like the rumble of the low over like a lot underneath of kick all the other things.
And bass,
Right. So, but would they get off from each other? I don't think so. I think you'd be all right.
I don't know. I just always heard it's usually better to not mix.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure why. I think they didn't consider.
I don't know a lot about it.
I don't think they didn't. I think in that old saying or whatever that thought process is, I don't think they considered the capabilities that like the X32 has, where it has how many different outputs? 8
on the board itself.
Yeah.
But then if you use the snake, it's like doubles it, I think, 16.
So my point being is you can run like a sub out of one of those auxiliaries and you can, I'm sure you can route it in a way that you're just getting the low end stuff in that sub. You're not getting other things,
Oh, for sure.
There's so much you can do with that board that I can't see how you wouldn't be able to run both.
I'm sure you could, yeah.
Didn't we do it at the Hattie's gig? Didn't we run your mains and we ran their active monitors? Didn't we run that way? And that's different.
I don't know anything about the monitors. I just ran you a line. So whatever the monitors
Those monitors were active.
Yeah, so that's whatever they had. Yeah.
But so what I'm saying is that's a mixture right there. You did. Yeah. And you could do that with subs too, but that's a kind of a different thing because the subs are going out to the mains. So if you were trying to you'd have to have 2 main lines basically, one with subs and one with your going out to your
more
amp.
outputs. Yeah.
You'd separate them, which is, I don't know if that would cause any problems or not, but I feel like you could make it work. So anyways, how do we get off onto this? Oh yeah, upgrading your PA.
Just being bosses.
No, we're talking about prioritizing your money. Just being bosses,
so what I was going to ask you is, what are the things? So PA. What are some other things you think would be on that list.
Yeah, well, let's talk about things like this. Like, say your drummer needs new drumsticks. That's not something that your
band pays for.
Your band pays for. That is not like
until you maybe hit a certain level.
Exactly. Once the band is making money and sustaining the band, like maybe then it does take over those little expenses because they kind of are little expenses. But prioritize your big buys at first. You need to make sure you have the big things that you're going to need. Tools of the trade, essentially. Also, you have to worry about your distribution costs, your
recording costs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. All these things that
marketing, Facebook ads.
Like, who's going to pay for that if the band doesn't pay for that? Like, is you're going to put it on one person? No, the band's funds have to pay for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, just stuff like that. Like, I think it's really important. I think a lot of people don't put that in their head as prioritizing where those money. They just spend my amp broke. We need to buy a new amp, or we need to buy. No, that's on you, bro. That's not the band's cost. That's on you. So, I think we've all dealt with that where people think that like something's going to get covered, or how about just getting paid for a gig at night? Like at the end of the night, everybody's like, oh, sweet, we made $400 tonight. Where's my 100? Like, no, we're not. That's not how this works yet. We have a lot of other things we're trying to pay for so this band can make money. This is
hopefully you've talked about that before the check shows up in your hand.
Definitely important to do.
So what we do is we talk about, we have like a general rule of what we do with the money that is kind of the default. But we mostly discuss it with each show, like, okay, and we discuss it way in advance. So basically, as soon as the show's booked, hey, we just booked this much money. What are we doing with that money?
Yeah.
Are we taking cuts from it? Because usually we don't actually, because we have some expenses to pay off before we do. But eventually
the
goal,
part of the plan. It's a priority.
Eventually the goal is just to, hey, we made this much money and we're taking, you take some, I take some. We all just take it until it's gone.
Yeah. Or you set aside a certain amount, like we're going to take 200 from this show, we're going to put it in the band account, and everybody else gets paid what's left. And
what a lot of people do, almost. That's a good number, by the way. I like that number. But what a lot of people do is they take, like, if you made $1,000 and there's 4 people in your band,
right,
which would be $250 a person, right?
Right.
Well, they'll split it 5 ways, and so $200 a person, and the extra fifth goes to the band.
That's a good way to just keep putting money in there, because eventually all these gigs you're playing will pay off. You'll have a nice lump sum in your account.
Yeah, and you need that for stuff like if you're traveling, like gas, hotels, stuff like that.
Eventually you're going to buy a trailer. Eventually you're going to need need things. There's lots of bands expenses. How about merchandise?
Growth.
You got to buy merch.
We do our merch differently. Our merch is basically a separate account.
Yeah.
And our merch just buys more merch, and that's it. We never pull the merch money out. We never use the merch money for anything else.
That's really
just like if we sell $100 worth of merch, then we use that $100 to buy $100 worth of merch,
exactly.
Or whatever the method.
And once you set yourself a goal, be like, okay, once we've sold this much, or once we've saved up this much money, we're gonna take a little bit of that money, buy more merch, and then we're gonna take that rest of that money and spend it on what we need to buy, what the band really needs right now, which could be something huge, especially if you let it keep rolling over, just keeps rolling over.
Yeah,
doubling in money, like basically you can double T-shirt sales. You can you'll pay about $8. You'll pay about $8. And you can sell them from 15 to 20.
Yep.
If you buy more expensive shirts, like lots of color or whatever, you can get up to $10, $12, wherever it may be. But you're selling shirts for $20, $25, you're doubling your money. So it's an easy number to figure. Be like, I'm approximately doubling.
And I like selling stuff for even numbers too.
Yeah,
I don't do any like $19.99.
No. Especially when you're in a band and you're mainly dealing with 20s. People have 20s in their pockets.
That's why we did 20 and not 15.
Exactly.
Because
then you have to have somebody. We
don't have the change. We have some, but not. We don't keep it alive.
You don't want to have to. You don't have to deal with that. You have to keep petty cash on you all the time.
Yes,
sucks.
It's annoying. We have the lockbox
and now the Square readers and stuff like that. Those are really nice.
Yep.
Whatever.
We've had several people do that. That actually is a little different because that goes straight into our bank account. So that is
not even
that basically is just lumped in with our other money. So that's almost like not merch money.
Oh, really?
So because we treat the merch like the lockbox, like the cash, basically. So merch cash.
So if you don't sell it cash, then it doesn't go to into your rollover.
Basically how it is now. I'm not saying you should do that.
Yeah, you probably fix that. Yeah. Just so it's not getting like at the end of the thing you thought you were gonna have this much and you don't. But I guess you just keep rolling it over until you do have that much money. It doesn't really matter, As long as it's all going into the band and not somebody's pocket.
It just goes. We have a band account.
Yeah.
So it just goes.
I need to do that about our band. We do not have a band account.
To get a band account, you have to set yourself up as a LLC.
And I want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can walk me through it.
It's super easy.
Okay.
Yeah. You just send some paperwork and a check to the Secretary of State.
And it's also come up.
You live in North Carolina.
Yes.
So you have to work with the North Carolina Secretary of State, which I've never worked with. I've worked with South Carolina.
Well, I'm sure the process is simple. I mean, similar.
It's probably the exact same. I don't know if the fee's the same.
Right.
For South Carolina, I think it's $110 maybe.
Okay.
And then they mail you back your stuff. Once you have that, you have to file for what they call an EIN number, employer identification number. It's basically a social security number for a business.
Okay.
Once you have that, those are the things your bank account asks for.
These are the things I need. I've been meaning to talk to you about that actually.
So the bank will say, like, you want to say open a business account, and I have the bank you need to use, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Because business checking, they fees out the ass, dude.
Right.
Don't use a normal
They
bank.
have a free one?
I found a like upstart bank, kind of. Not upstart. They're established, but they're, underground a little bit. No fees, nothing. Perfect.
That's what a band needs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it came up before that, like when we got paid at a show, the band was like, so how much do we get paid or whatever? And did you just put that in your bank account? I'm like, well, yeah, because I'm paying for everything right now. I'm paying for this record to be recorded. Like it's all coming out of between me and Kyle, essentially.
Yeah, right.
So before that's paid back, like I can't afford all that stuff. If we're making money as a band, that stuff has to be covered. Like,
right, you got to pay
for our album.
Reimburse.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I can't be struggling and not eating just so we can have an album, and then I'm paying everybody else just for showing up and playing. I'm not doing that. But it does need to be tracked, and I want it to be transparent where the whole band can see it.
Right.
Here's the money we made. Here's where it went to. Like, it's not I'm putting this in my pocket and I'm going out drinking. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not what's happening. So I just want everybody to know that, and I want it to be
easiest way is to get a business.
Yeah, I want it to be an account that everybody can see. And then we'll have checks made out to it. Oh, that's a nice card too.
Really nice, right? And holographic. It's like blue and purple.
That's beautiful.
If you turn it in the light.
Even works with the LA Maybe,
I know, it's nice.
Style and theme.
I was so happy when they saw it, when they gave it to me.
Oh, cool. Then hook me up with that bank, and then I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, I don't want to like give it out on air.
No, we don't need everybody
everyone
flooding
starts
them.
going. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool though. So that's business priorities. Get your money in.
If anybody wants to know though, message me.
Yeah, absolutely. Discord.
Yeah, Discord's the best way to do
Instagram,
it.
however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's that. I just wanted to make sure everybody thought about that, at least thinking about like how you spend your money in the beginning will dictate where you get to. And you got to do certain things before you got to walk before you can run.
And and I think you may need to make that list.
Yeah.
And the list is bigger than you think it is.
It is. It's very big.
So you need, just for example, you may not need all these things. You may need all of them. You may need other things.
Right.
But like
every
we were
band's
saying,
different.
PA, Facebook marketing, website fees. We spend $20 a month on our website
think about
fees.
that. Just somebody's got to cover the hosting fees of your website.
Yep.
So you can sell merch on the website, and so you can attract people to all your
buying merch,
stuff.
buying
merch.
gear, whatever band gear. You need to decide what's band gear and what's personal gear.
Right.
Just all
recording
kinds of
costs. We talked about like how do you need to have music coming out? Like you have to have content. Like that's important as a band. So that needs to be.
That's kind of the driver.
That is right.
Fuel.
Right. And nowadays you don't really make money on your music as much because you're streaming it. Basically, you make them. We just talked about streaming costs. Like you're not making a lot of money. You're not killing it. Like selling CDs $10 a pop.
The thing is, you're not. How do you phrase it? The reason people aren't making much money on streaming is because they're just simply not getting a lot of streams.
Right.
That's just how it is.
That's the hard part.
That's the blunt.
It's getting seen in the sea of millions and millions and millions of songs.
So you can sell a CD and get $10. The person might not ever listen to it. In that case, you've come out way on top.
Exactly. So right now, if you could sell a CD, which is really hard to do, let me tell you, I brought 10 CDs to the last show.
You have CDs
I sold
of your
2
album,
of them.
right? Hard copies?
Yeah. Well, early copies. We have an EP kind of thing, but we just printed out for people to check it out.
That's nice.
We had 10 of them we brought to our last show. 2 people bought them.
Foz, our drummer Foz seems to think that CDs are like going to be the hot selling item, and I keep telling him like, dude, no.
You know what the problem is with CDs?
I've said this 1,000 times. If somebody gives me a CD, I cannot play it. I physically have no way to listen to it.
That's going to get more and more. That's going to get more and more.
The only way I can use a CD is if I go to you, Matt, and say, "Can I borrow your disc drive?"
Right, exactly.
Because you have that Matt disc drive,
the super drive. Yeah.
That's the only way I can do anything with it.
I agree. Here's the thing I've always thought about CDs is they're extremely unreliable. How long does it take before a CD gets a scratch and starts skipping? You know what I mean? It's so fast. Like it's got to be the most corruptible file you could possibly have. Like a CD, you can't touch it, and if you fucking leave it in your car too long, it gets hot or whatever, it starts like falling apart and crack, whatever. Like it's just they're not reliable. Like tape was more reliable than them, and they got ate up. Tape would like wind up.
They would burn
and
like
burn
in cars
really easily.
Melt, I guess is the word I was looking for.
So I just think CDs are probably just too fragile, and I'd hate investing $10 and then it gets a scratch and you have to listen to this skipping song every time. Streaming at least is reliable. Like that's other than not having internet.
Easy.
No, other than not having internet, that's the only thing you have to have.
I'm listening to it in my car. And then I grab my earbuds and I walk out of the car. I'm still listening to it.
Still same song. Picks up right where you left off.
Don't even stop. Don't even skip.
It's so convenient, man. And that's going to get more convenient. It's going to get more apparent that it's like, this is the way to go. We just have to get quality up there. And like with compression algorithms and stuff like that, they're getting the quality up too.
Have you ever used AirPods?
I've not used them, but I'm very interested in them because the Apple
They're definitely worth it.
The earbuds for me are the perfect shape.
I love them.
Yeah. My roommate Dan hates them. He's got big ear openings.
Really?
They won't stay in his ears.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, they're good. They're good
he
for
likes
me.
the old ones, the round ones.
Those hurt my ears so bad, dude.
Me too, but he loves those. Those are his.
Yeah, so those.
It's funny
those
how
suck,
that works. It's funny how
the
that
new
works.
ones are nice. So the AirPods are nice because I didn't realize this when I got them, but I'm always searching for good wireless buds. And I love that there wasn't a wire that was going under my chin, around my back when I'm at the gym and shit.
I want to hear them because I've had
They sound good. If you like the regular
Bluetooth,
ones, they're just as good.
But I've had experiences with Bluetooth where I'm listening and it's like, I'm just all of a sudden I notice, like, man, the quality's really shitty. And it's just like losing connection from my phone in my pocket to my ears.
I've never noticed that.
I've had, well, it was
I park at QT.
I will say it was
all in the store, got all my shit, didn't lose signal.
Okay, cool.
Out.
That's very cool then. That's very cool because I don't know about the Apple AirPods, but I bought the cheaper, like I think they were $30, and they have one wire that goes across from each other, and then the Bluetooth receiver being in the little volume control.
You gotta drop the cash on the real ones. What I love is you get them, you open them up, they automatically connect. When you put them in your ear, you don't have to hit anything; they automatically go to your ear.
So how do you get something to play on your phone then? If you got your AirPods in your pocket?
No, they connect one. They know when they're in your ears.
What?
As soon as you pull one out of your ears, it pauses what you're listening to.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's so cool. I knew they were expensive for a reason. Like $75?
Like 150.
Oh, okay, shit. Yeah. Even double.
Maybe 150, 120, somewhere in there.
Jeez, I knew they were expensive.
I was out of headphones and I needed good headphones for the gym that were Bluetooth. And I've used the Beats.
Those gotta be the most convenient.
I've used they're definitely the most convenient, dude. I've never found anything as good as them.
Don't lose them though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I haven't lost one yet.
They're small.
They're definitely small, but yeah, I haven't lost one. The case they're in is their charging case.
That's cool.
So as long as they're in there, they're charging.
I knew that too. That charging.
And then you just plug the case in just like your iPhone.
Just right. Yeah, perfect.
And it charges super fast, dude.
That's good.
Plugged in for like 20 minutes. Everything was maxed.
That's awesome. I got to get some. Now I got another expense I need to buy.
But I need what I was searching for is the perfect gym headphone. And those are the perfect gym headphones. I think so. Because you can run, you can twist your head, you can lay down on the bench, you can sit up, you can do pull. They're not no wires in your way. Right. Yeah, nothing.
The only thing you could probably get that if you have a problem with them staying in your ears is those little hooks that they make for them. I think don't they clip right in? They like slide into a little hook that goes around your ear. Yeah,
I've never had a problem with them falling on my ears.
Yeah, some people do though. Like my roommate. So he would have it like if you could only get those, they're not going to make the old round ones Bluetooth.
No,
they're not going to.
Those were terrible.
So he's going to have to if he wants to get those. They make a little 3D printed ring basically that hooks around that.
Apple does or someone else?
I imagine there's aftermarket and Apple probably makes them too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know much about those 3D printers, man. For like $800, you can get a 3D printer that'll sit on your desktop, and you can literally like little things like that, key rings, any little thing like that. You can just print it out overnight and stuff, and you just fill it up with it. And it's super affordable.
What do you fill it up with?
Plastic pellets. And they melt, and you got different colors, you got different materials. Like it can be flexible, it can be hard. It's very interesting, dude. And they have like a way to jailbreak them, kind of. So like you can do more with them. That's kind of outside the parameters of what the machine was kind of built for, but it lets you do some really cool stuff. I don't know. It's very affordable now, and it's interesting to me. Like think about printing LA Maybe merch, like a keychain that's just the LA Maybe logo or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Like you could just like do all kinds of stuff like that.
That's crazy.
And you'd make them to order. You'd be like, oh, you want a keychain too? Put your name on this list and give us $5.
Yeah.
Keychain will be here tomorrow. We'll mail it to you. Or whatever. Like whatever.
That's a good idea.
All kinds of stuff. Coasters.
Put one there for like sample.
Coasters. Anything like small. Because the thing is about this big. It's about like, I don't know, 3 by 3.
That's like the style of the old like laser printers.
Yeah.
Remember those?
But it's a box with a glass, in a little area that it prints stuff out into. So it's like, it's got to be kind of big. And then it's a gantry thing that spits the plastic out. It's pretty cool, man. $800.
That's nuts, man.
And that's something you can make a business work off of, You buy another one with your next $800.
We live in strange times.
It's got to be crazy, man. It's gonna be really crazy.
Take a drink every time Rogan says that on his podcast. Weird times, man. We live in weird times.
It depends on who's on the episode.
No, he says it at least once an episode, and it's usually more like 15 times.
If Duncan Trussell's on, he'll go off on it, like, oh man, it's so weird. This is so weird. Listen to this. Like they just talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've rambled on here for quite a while.
Yeah, man. Any closing thoughts as we
No, I'm glad we talked about
you got an upcoming show you want to plug.
Oh yeah, next weekend we're playing at the Milestone. If anybody in Charlotte's hanging out, it's a cheap show. I think it's $7 cover charge. Come hang out. We're gonna play first. Be there, be square. What do you got coming up, Dallas?
Lots. But next is
what's next? I know you have a whole calendar schedule.
Well, we're gonna have that big party July 4th.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's coming right up, dude. This Thursday. Yeah, so by the time the next episode comes out, we'll have done that.
We will. That'll be awesome.
Cool. Talk about that next time.
So July 4th is the next one, but July 12th and 13th.
Okay, cool.
Then we're gonna be at Hickory Tavern Ballantyne on the 12th. That's gonna be fun. And Siggy's over in Indian Land, which I've never been to.
I might have to come check that one out.
You're going to be at both of them. You're running sound for both of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. I am going to check it out.
I hope that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I might have to check that one out. I fucking hope so.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, man. Where are you playing? Matt, you should have been here an hour and a half ago.
What do you mean? You're not on the way?
Not only are you not on the way, you have no idea where we even are.
How long is it going to take to get there?
Oh man, it's gonna be fun though.
That'll be good.
Another double weekend.
I forgot that I
which will be
agreed to that. I totally forgot about that.
We have a weekend in October where we have the Food Truck Friday. Remember that got rescheduled to the 18th?
Yep.
And then we have the Pineville Festival on Saturday at like noon, and then we have another gig at Valentine that night. So we have three full like money gigs.
That's good, man. You know what?
It's gonna be like a big weekend.
I know we talked about it in the very beginning formation of LA. Maybe it's basically I think every band tries to go for this. Is I like to have enough gigs booked where you don't have to practice.
Yeah, that's. You know what I mean? I was just telling Goliath that the other day.
That.
I was saying like when is the last time we actually practiced any of the songs we play live for the variety gig?
Yeah.
And it was 2018.
Yeah,
you're
practicing. You're practicing every night.
Yeah. No, we have.
As long as you're not doing anything new material. If you add new material, you have to take time to practice.
Yeah.
And get
so what we're doing now is just the Guns N' Roses stuff.
It's kind of on rails. It's a groove, and you guys work on the Guns N' Roses. Anything goes.
Yep.
Perfect.
Anyway, man, I'm excited,
man. Yeah, guys, get out there, see some live music, support local music.
Yep, and we will see you guys next time on the Musicians Talk Show.
See you.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. For more episodes, visit musicianstalkshow.com.